This is vital. Vital advice for your everyday life. Vital advice.
Ew, what?
Saber has been like aggressively being affectionate with me, and she rubs her forehead all over my boobs, basically. So I'm covered in Saber hair.
That's gross. Okay.
Yeah. Par for the course.
Well, you know. we all have to do what we have to do to get through the day. One of those things is getting cat hair all over us, I feel.
I mean, I'd be angrier if it wasn't so cute, especially because it's always like on my boobs. Nowhere else, really. Just my boobs. And I'm like, you're getting a little fresh, but you're adorable, so I guess I can't complain.
I mean, for me, that sounds amazing because I'm not seeing anyone. So, like, any boob contact I can get, I'm here for.
Oh, Saber's, she's up all in that. She's ready.
And I feel like because she's so loving, she's such a loving cat, I'm not really using her. She wants it.
Right. Like, it's completely consensual, and she actually is the initiator. So, I mean, I don't even have time to say, whoa, please, no. Like, it's done. She's already rubbed there.
You're there. You're done. Okay. Weird start to this process, but it's fine.
That's what happens when you talk to me.
That's true. Okay. Me too. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so let's begin, shall we? All right. Should I do an introduction for you?
It's your podcast. You do what you want.
All right. We currently have on the phone from the lovely state of Ohio. Well, that's not where she resides, but that's just where she is right now. Living up her Bridgerton dream in a library filled with 18th century books. My sister, the elegant, what's a good word for you? What's a good word? I got this. The elegant, the enamored,
charismatic,
the gilded.
Ooh.
Bitch, formerly known as Namaste Dweja Toki's leader, Catherine Anderson.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right. Welcome to my podcast. Again, this time I had prepped you so that you would know that you were coming on, whereas last time I just called you out of the blue.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was a good episode, actually. Like, I got a lot of praise for it, honestly. So, like, you know, everyone was like, I feel like I had a couple of comments on that episode where they were like, this is your best yet. It was very authentic. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's because I had someone else on there to, like, help me make it authentic. So this should be a good episode.
Well, that, and we always talk. So why not record the talk?
Honestly, our conversations sometimes are so golden. I wish we had like a sitcom. I really do.
We've said that for many years. Even when we were doing YouTube, like we would vlog. Like honestly, the vlogs I feel like are gold.
Yeah. So let's actually segue right in there. So what I want to talk to you about today is a conversation we had a little bit on when we were younger, when we were in our 20s. When we were in college specifically, we had a YouTube channel that we used as kind of like a creative outlet without really intending to become famous. But then we kind of had what I would classify essentially a one-hit wonder fame moment that kind of grew, and we had the option to grow it even farther. But we're going to talk about why we decided to walk away from that today.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about our dynamic and why we decided to start YouTube initially.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I don't quite remember exactly how it went down. I do remember our very first video was during finals week, and it was the Fantastic Baby dance that we did.
Yeah. This was a K-pop song. So my Katie and I are. Do you want to be called Katie or Evelyn? I know that you're transitioning into a new name.
Everybody knows me as Katie in this context, so Katie's fine.
Okay, so Katie and I at this time were like blossoming K-pop bands. This is when it was not really well known overseas. It was like a subculture of people that were K-pop fans at this time, and the biggest group that we knew was Big Bang. And so we were really into the song. It had just come out. It was about to be summer break. We were done with that semester of college, and we were excited to kind of start a YouTube. Like, I think at that time we were thinking we were going to be vlogging the summer.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like our, like, let's start the summer. Let's start this really cool YouTube channel together.
Well, and that actually makes sense because I had been on a study abroad the previous year, and I vlogged the entire time I was on that study abroad. So it was kind of an extension of that experience. I loved vlogging all of that history and my adventures, and I think that's what we wanted to bring into that summer, is that same vlogging type of experience, but we wanted to start it off with a Big Bang.
Good pun.
Funny.
So yeah, and we were always kind of creative people from our early days, even before YouTube. We were storytellers. Our games, even as kids, we were like, there were backgrounds and there were solid plots, and there was a whole fantasy world that we had in just our front and backyards as kids. So for us, being creative just made sense, I feel like.
Yeah, and we used to have a camcorder. Even when we were really young, we had a
Date us, wow.
But we had a camcorder that Mom would let us use, and we would just either record us doing silly, weird stuff so we could watch it back later, or we made entire movies on this camcorder.
We did, yeah. We had like
With,
plots and everything.
Action figures.
Yeah, I remember that. And because they were action figures, you could like make a set for them because they were small, and so like you would like take cardboard boxes and like draw on them. Yeah, there was a whole thing.
Yeah, we had soundtracks that we would play, and we edited it the way we could, which was just take. Oh, that was a terrible take. Retake. That was our editing, but
it was. Do you remember how obsessed we were with the Lady Hawk soundtrack?
Oh my God, I still am.
Iconic. Like the last scene where there's the eclipse where it's like do 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 do. Remember that song?
Oh my God, we had so many adventures to that song.
It was a good soundtrack for our movies.
Yes. But yeah, I think it was always kind of a natural thing that we perform for each other mostly. Especially when we're together. We kind of perform for each other because we've always been each other's entertainment.
Oh, 100%.
We've grown up that way. So we entertain each other, and we ended up just, it was just a natural progression to put it on video. And then from that, I had found other people who had been doing reaction videos, and I hadn't really known what it was exactly, but it seemed like something that could be fun for us to do together because we were already watching and experiencing K-pop for the first time. And it seemed like a fun way for us to document that as well as just have fun together. So we did start doing reaction videos on the side of trying to vlog.
Right, exactly. So I remember actually the day that you proposed that we do reaction videos. We were vlogging the stuff that we were doing on college campus, the college campus we went to during the summertime. We were just little things for fun. And one day you came into my room and you were like, so I saw this YouTube video where they watch like a music video, and I think we should do that with K-pop. And like, I guess I don't remember exactly what your reasoning was beyond the fact that it looked like fun.
I think that was it. Yeah. It just looked like fun.
Yeah. None of this was like ever intended for us to be like, how we can get famous.
Right. No.
It was very much like that could be fun for us to do. And because we have such I would say infectious dynamic when we are doing things that we're passionate about, it seemed to get a lot of attention.
Well, it was also like at the beginning, it was very few people, but they were people who also were passionate about K-pop. And to this day, we still have a few viewers. I was even chatting with some over comments not too long ago.
Oh, that's so nice.
Well, it's like, because at that time, so few English-speaking people basically knew and cared about K-pop or seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So this was a way for us to reach out to a community that actually found and knew this amazing thing that we had found, which we thought was so revolutionary at the time, but there was no one else in our little town or even in the country we were living in, really, it seemed like, that cared. And that was one of the responses we got quite often, was it's like, you guys are my K-pop friends, is what we were.
Exactly. I remember that. Yeah, we would get constant comments where they're like, I feel like you understand me. I feel like you guys are watching this with me. Because like when you're a K-pop fan at that time, like you didn't have like the merchandise in Hot Topic. You didn't have a lot of people that like knew, at least understood that it existed in the world. It was literally just like this subcategory of nothing. You had to go find it.
Exactly. And it was so much fun to have this connection with other people in the world who also liked K-pop. And they literally, I remember comments that people would say, I look forward to when you guys upload, like, you made my day. And it wasn't simply because, we were the most entertaining things in the world. I don't think that's true, but it was because we were thinking and saying similar to things that they were thinking. And so it was very much a community we had built.
It was. And like, it was a place for them to go to be a fan. And that was, it was nice, I feel like, for what we provided at the time. And the thing that we stayed consistent on is our reaction was 100% authentic.
Yes. Sometimes to our detriment, but yes.
Yes. There was a lot of people who were like, I don't feel like you liked that Sistar music video. We were like, because we didn't.
Right. I know that once we had like a certain number of consistent viewers, we started doing requests. So we were like, we had gone through the main videos we had wanted to react to, and we were open and we wanted to experience more. So we're like, hey, tell us what we should watch and we'll put it on our list. And we started doing shout outs too, because again, it was a way for us to connect to people that cared, and it was a fun little thing for them to have. I mean, we had maybe 3 or 4 requests at a time, so it was very easily, you could do that. Like, it wasn't hard.
Yeah.
But once we started getting into the parts of K-pop we didn't really like, and because we were honest, they started getting frustrated, and they were trying to find something we would like that was, because if it's your favorite group, of course you want us to like it because you want to have that camaraderie with that person. And there wasn't that many people at that time doing K-pop reactions. So our reaction at that time actually ended up mattering to them because nobody else had at that point.
Yeah.
So I can see why the frustration happened, but it was weird to us because we're like, we're never going to lie to you. Like, we do kind of overreact a little bit, but only because we're together, and we always overreact when we're together.
That's the thing. The dynamic between me and Katie has always been rather dramatic because we have been very expressive, creative, and storytelling type people together. That's how our whole life has been. And so when we would react, we would do it to make each other laugh. We would do it to feed off of each other. And so sometimes it would come across as being fake, but we were always just being ourselves.
I mean, it's obviously sometimes a more dramatic side of ourselves, but it's still us.
It's still us. It's the playful side. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So while we were
doing
this,
I do know that I got tired of that. Oh, sorry. Talking over you.
You're fine. Go ahead.
I was going to say, now, while we were trying to be really honest, I do know that I personally, once I watched one Girls' Generation video, I was not interested in another.
Yep.
And I was annoyed that it got to a point where they were like almost on a mission to make us like them.
You had to like them, otherwise you're not a K-pop fan kind of
mentality. And they got really mean about it, but then they were just requesting and requesting and requesting, and we were trying to do what they wanted for at that point.
Exactly.
So it was a little bit like, okay, I don't want to do this. You're making me do this kind of a feel. So we probably should have just stayed away from it, but we were trying to connect. So that's
yeah. And like when you have like so many comments of people being like, please, 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 please do this one. After a while, you're like, well, we might as well do it so that they move on. Like we might as well do it so that we can like move on to the other ones that we want to actually focus on, because while this was happening, a lot of big groups that we know today were debuting. And so there were these really like hot new groups that we actually wanted to view and do reactions to because we were interested in them.
Right. This was also the time just before BTS debuted.
Exactly.
And BTS was not what it is now.
They were not.
I remember watching their vlogs pre-debut of like Rap Monster, and I think Jimin
He's
came
not
in as
called
well.
Rap Monster anymore.
Oh yeah, I know. He changed. He's RM. I don't know.
But that just proves that we are the OG because we know who that is.
Right. I think it's a funny. I mean, honestly, Rap Monster is a funny name to begin with, so I understand why he ended up changing it when they became more serious. But I'm always gonna know him as that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, same. Honestly, like I can't call him anything else because that's what he was.
Right. But like, that's getting a little off track. I think so. We got up to. I think we got a good couple 100 to 1,000 people that were consistently watching us, but it wasn't just reaction videos. They would also watch our vlogs. They would also watch the sketches that we came up with, which I always had the most fun doing.
Yeah, so I was going to bring that up. While this was going on, we had an idea to do something like satirical sketch comedy on what it's like to be a K-pop fan in a world where there are no K-pop fans. Like the international K-pop fan watching their groups over in Korea doing the things that we wish we could do. Or there was one that's still my favorite, which is Kidnap Shiny.
Yes.
That one is my favorite. Wait. No, it wasn't Kidnap. It was Kidnap U-Kiss. Kidnap U-Kiss. That's right. Because I was like, Kevin from U-Kiss hates you. That whole like that. It became an inside joke within our friend group that Kevin from U-Kiss hated me for no reason. Like he just like he would hate me. That's still my favorite one because it has that inside joke that any of the minions would know.
Right. That honestly, the sketches are where we got a lot of our inside jokes.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun to create those scripts. And even though we created a script, we often would ad lib and then we'd be like, go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was controlled chaos, but it was often chaos.
Oh, the star short, the shiny star short. That's the one we would do. Like, why did they get the star short? That was funny. And Lindsay like did her darndest to be like, it was so funny. I loved her interactions. Or like, we were trying to, the Revolution one. I don't remember what the tagline was. But like,
it was when we started our second channel, so it was Viva La Kpop.
That's right, Viva La Kpop. We were like, we're gonna start a revolution because this is when we were starting to get more popular, and we were like, you know what would be funny if we make fun of how popular we are and like how it's not really popular.
Well, okay, so that brings up a very important issue here, in my opinion.
Okay, go for it.
This was the beginning of the issues of doing this. So this was so much fun, and we had so many inside jokes, and it was fine. Everything was fine. We weren't making money. We weren't monetized at this time, but we also weren't, causing too many issues. We used, like, when you watch a video, you're listening to the music, you're watching, the actual video itself. We would put it up on the screen because that's what most reactioners at that time would do, and we would just watch it all the way through.
Yeah, that was a very different world where, like, you could actually play the music while you were watching it. Completely different world.
Then we were in the middle of college, so we had to schedule reaction days, and we would watch 3 or 4 at a time, and then I would upload them slowly throughout the week, and then again we would do it. So it was during a slew of videos that Psy's Gangnam Style came out.
Oh, good Lord. Does anyone remember Gangnam Style?
Everybody remembers it as Gangnam Style.
We will never forget. Let's just put it that way. You and me, we will never forget Gangnam Style because of what happened. No.
So the only thing I remember from that day, and partly it's because of the videos and we talk about it, is we were tired. It was a week. It was getting towards finals, I think, because it was towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And, we had already probably watched a couple of videos, and we always had to record the intro again and again, and we have to be peppy for it because that's that's our standard we set.
Mm-hmm. We were the fangirls,
Right. But I do remember, like, we didn't look as great as we always tried to look in our videos. We were being chill because, again, this was like, we're watching this with friends. It wasn't supposed to be a production. It was just turn on the camera, watch it, react.
Exactly.
which was which sealed our fate. And I'm still mad that we didn't try a little harder to look a little nicer, to be honest.
It's always like, like hindsight is 2020. We just honestly, we didn't know Psy. Who knew Psy? It was like the people inside Korea knew Psy. So we did not anticipate anyone internationally would know who he was. So we didn't anticipate this being big.
One of the reasons we were excited for it is we had heard that GD was in it. That was the reason we were excited for it.
Exactly. And so did we hear that Hyuna was in it? I don't remember. It's been so long.
Hyuna? I don't think we really knew Hyuna that much at that time. We'd seen Bubble Pop, I think, but at that point, she wasn't in the forefront of our concentration. It was mostly Big Bang at that time, because that was the year that they had made that big comeback.
Exactly.
I don't know. I can't really remember that part of it. But what I do know is we literally finished recording, and for some reason I uploaded Psy's first. I think it's because it was the most fun to watch, so it was actually really fun to edit.
It was honestly, we had a great time watching the music video because it was crazy, and we all know because that's the way Psy's style is.
Yeah. Honestly, great genuine reactions from us. Like, we tried to be hype at first, but then it was very easy because it was just a fun music video. It was very honest reactions from us.
It was.
And then I uploaded it probably that night, and in the morning is when I was like, something's weird here. Because
this isn't normal.
my email, because I was in control of our YouTube's email. I was like, my email is full. I have never seen this many emails, because every time you comment, an email gets sent to me, because at that time we didn't have that many comments, so it seemed fine. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails are in my inbox, and it started at like 20,000 views, which was probably the most we'd ever gotten, and then an hour later we're at 50,000, like it went up so quickly, like exponentially. We were at 500,000 faster than I could even count. And then within a week, we were at 1 million, I think.
Yeah, it was really fast.
It was so fast, and we were not prepared for what that entailed, and the fact that type of attention also brought in so much hate for no reason.
It kind of got scary.
It got really scary. I actually shielded you from a lot of the comments. I started going through and deleting, because we had very, very specific death threats coming in. And I remember we had to take a minute and pause, because we had videos of us around town. We had been talking about our city. We had videos outside of our house. So it was like, we got to take a lot of this down, because I don't know how serious these threats are.
Yeah, I remember getting scared, because we had done something that was in our very small town that is like a big event in our very small town. And someone commented, "Hey, I know where that is." Or like, that I live close by.
Scary.
I had like a legitimate panic attack, because like I just didn't want that person, first of all, to reveal where we lived. And I didn't want that attention that close to me, because it was starting to get really scary. And this is like the initial part where I was like, I think I need to take a step back from a lot of this. That's what my mindset was.
Right. So that was kind of like the negative side. I will say there was it was a lot of fun. It was a whirlwind, because we had people calling from Korean media that wanted to chat and like record an interview for Korean television. Yeah. We had the Wall Street Journal contact us for an interview. Like, it was crazy, because we hadn't mattered to anyone but our very close little minions for so long. And then all of a sudden now our opinion mattered, or what we had to say was going to be put with this huge thing that was popping off. And it felt like a big responsibility for us to represent not only Americans at this point but fangirls in general, and to be, not too ditzy, like we didn't want to play that role. We wanted to be authentic, but we also wanted to keep that energy that we had brought. And I don't know, it was just, we were not prepared for the level of exposure we got so fast. Like, within a week we were doing these interviews.
Yeah. And, like, we felt weird about it because, like, we were like, why would you want to interview us? We didn't make the music video.
Right. But, like, we were told, we were in all of the articles and everything, they kept saying we were the first ones to notice this in the Western Hemisphere. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true, but because of how quickly I uploaded, that's what it was. Is because we filmed it and uploaded it within the same day. It got popular quickly enough because when people searched for the reaction video, we were the only ones coming up at first. Within the next few days, there's a bunch of other reaction videos that got really popular as well. But ours was always number one for like the first, I want to say for the first 6 months, we were the number one result for that.
Yeah, people were like stealing our reaction, putting it on their channel to get clout. I remember that.
They were translating it as well into other languages without telling us. Like, we had people commenting like, hey, this person stole your video. The problem was, like, we had no rights to the video because it was already copyrighted. So it didn't matter whether they stole it or not at that point. I do remember we did have a documentary maker contact us, me specifically, because I was in control of the account, and he was going to use it for his documentary about Psy.
Yeah, we are in there. I'm pretty sure.
I've never seen it, but they have it, so they used, I don't know how much they used of it, but a couple of other TV shows asked for permission, and I'm like, I mean, you can, but, like, why?
Yeah.
That was the big question. Like, we were excited. It was a lot of fun. It was a whirlwind, but, like, the question kept coming back. Why that? Why us laughing at a video? Like, yeah, our comments were kind of funny, but, like, why was that the one that went off when we thought we had made much better quality videos outside of reactions?
It was funny because, like, we did not anticipate the popularity Psy was going to have from that, but we somehow got just wrapped up in this wave coming over from Korea with that song because everyone knew it for some reason. And we were like, I remember being kind of frustrated because we knew really good K-pop groups, like good, solid music that, like, you could jam to. The ballads were great. And then there's this. And, like, nothing against Psy, but his stuff was satirical.
Right. I mean, it was a great song. I loved it. We danced to it. It was a good song, but it wasn't all K-pop at that time, and we were frustrated about that part because that's all people knew.
Exactly. So when I would say I'm a K-pop fan, they would be like, "Oh, like Gangnam Style?"
Yeah, and that was always frustrating. It's like, okay, yeah, but that's not it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. I
So,
don't know.
yeah, we get this wave of popularity from Gangnam Style that kind of just, like, starts filling our YouTube channel, and people are starting to treat us kind of more famous than we were.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're not. We're really not. And that's where we came up with the second YouTube channel where we were going to be doing other things called Viva La K-pop, and we made a satirical sketch talking about, like, we could be the people that are bringing K-pop to America. Yeah.
And there's, like, one person in the
crowd. And so we asked Lindsay, my friend Lindsay, to be the one person that's, like, joining the revolution out in the audience, because, like, we get up on this stage and we have, like, this microphone and we're like, yeah, we're doing it, and there's one person in the audience. That's how we felt.
And that was very true. Like, the amount of attention we were getting online did not translate to real life. Like, we went to school and nobody at school would know us because they're not in the K-pop world. And again, this is before BTS. Nobody really even knew what K-pop was. So they knew Gangnam Style, but they didn't know us in relation because really our popularity was in Korea.
It was, honestly. Yeah.
The majority of our views were all Korean. Even the Wall Street Journal was the Wall Street Journal for Korea.
Exactly.
So all of the news outlets, all of this attention, all of this fame was strictly in Korea, plus, like, whatever fans we had already had or online presence. But even then, like, in America itself, there was not a huge audience for us. So we felt fairly safe going out and about in our lives until Gangnam Style kind of threw us into the limelight for a while, and we had concerns. But even now that I look back at it, I don't think we had that many concerns because the majority of people who cared weren't in America.
Yes, very true. So time starts to pass, and we're still doing reaction videos, but we're getting busier, and we're trying to do I felt like what happened that made it me drawback is we had too many things going, and I started getting really tired of reaction videos because it became less about what we wanted to watch and what we enjoyed and more about what these like hundreds of requests were for things that I didn't care about. I didn't give two shits about many of the groups that they were trying to get us to constantly watch, and I wanted to do more creative ventures with the groups that I knew I was a fan of.
Well, that's valid. I do remember, like, because of that video, we did get, I mean, we ended up jumping up from 1,000 to 15,000 subscribers. And so proportionately, the requests were coming in so much faster, and I couldn't keep up with them. I did create our website with a voting feature to try to get some semblance of order and whatever. But, you know, the masses are going to want what the masses want, and that doesn't necessarily match with what we have.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or, I don't know. The other issue that quickly started happening that compounded all of this is, so we had a little bit of monetized videos that, because of the traffic from Gangnam Style, they got extra traffic too.
Yes.
So we were able to make a little bit of money, and we used that money directly to improve our equipment, to try to have better cameras, better lighting, all that stuff, because we wanted to continue this to a certain degree. But then, because we had some monetization, then we started getting copyright claims. Now, this is, again, like, because Kpop was now starting to be noticed and the reactions are starting to get noticed, the entertainment companies found us.
Specifically
and found
SM.
out. Well, and then also because we were in all of the articles in Korea. This is honestly what I think. So while you were starting to get tired and all that stuff, I was dealing with the legal side of YouTube all of a sudden, because of all this attention we got, and we were in all of the papers in Korea, and we're on TV in Korea. The actual entertainment companies found our channel, and we started getting copyright claim after copyright claim. It was like every day 15 to 20 new copyright claims. The majority of them were just a copyright claim. They were just going to take the revenue from those reaction videos, and I was like, fine, that's not why we're doing it, I don't care. But one particular entertainment company took it a step further, and they put a strike against our account. Mm-hmm. That's actually the first reason why I said we need a second channel, because if this one gets taken down, we're done.
Yep.
So that was part of it. So we had at least one strike going while we started Viva La K-Pop. And then a little while later, they struck us again, and they were threatening a third time. Once you get 3 strikes, you get permanent deletion. That's it. Yeah. You're done. And at that point is when I was like, you're not loving this anymore, I can tell. Let's try to focus on the videos we want to do on Viva La K-Pop, because that one doesn't have any copyright strikes anyway. We started to move as many subscribers that wanted to actually watch us and not just watch us laugh.
Yeah.
We moved them kind of towards Viva La K-Pop. And then I think you went to Korea.
Yes.
And that honestly was probably the true end of it, because I tried to do it by myself, and it's just not the same when you're by yourself. We don't feed off each other, so I am not the same alone as I am with you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I can't keep dancing around getting the channel deleted, because then what is the point of anything? And I was tired of getting threats from a specific entertainment company that we love to call Sam.
We love Sam.
Sam can go jump off a bridge.
Yeah, they're a little...
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I remember we would... I tried to do, like, my own vlogging stuff while I was in Korea, and, like... Yeah. I tried making my own YouTube channel that was separate or something like that, so I could upload those vlogs.
I thought you uploaded to Viva K-Pop.
Did it? It was at Viva K-Pop? Okay.
Yeah.
So I started doing that on my own, and again, like, it wasn't as popular because, like, you weren't involved. I did the best I could. But it was exciting for me because it was a study abroad, and I was going to actually see Korea. That was nice. But yeah, we started having to go separate ways. Like, you went to Taiwan. You had like your own kind of thing going on. And I think, didn't you continue to do some reaction videos while you were in Taiwan?
Yeah, I did. So I had been doing random reaction videos before I left for Taiwan. I did some with Miley even, to try to get somebody else to play off of. It was a good attempt, but we weren't together, and that was really the problem. But yeah, I tried. And then I did do some while I was in Taiwan, but I was also doing kind of similar to what you had done, because you had done postcards from Korea. I was trying to do postcards from Taiwan.
Yeah.
Or from Haiti, or I don't remember how I phrased it. But, like, to try to kind of, like, okay, we can upload separately, but to the same channel in the same vein, so it's similar kind of a thing. But, again, like, we weren't together. So no matter how interesting it was to me, I think that dynamic is what really people were missing.
Yeah, and it eventually became pretty clear to us that our chances of really making anything work the way that we wanted it to, the way that it was in that golden summer, was kind of, it was over. We had to kind of like let it go.
Yeah. And then I graduated from college, so, and you were getting ready to the year after.
Yeah, it was our final year.
So it was time to, like, you know, do something with our lives. I ended up moving to Korea before you.
Yes.
Not before, but, you know, before you graduated, I moved there. And I tried to do reaction videos in Korea a little bit too, but I was more interested in getting out and seeing Korea and meeting people and learning Korean. And I got very excited at the idea of just being there and being present. And I wasn't as interested in making videos about it. And even when you came out, the ones we wanted to make were concert vlogs, or like going and doing things, not just looking at a video.
Exactly. Like, we were getting back to the authentic roots that we started with, is documenting things, creating things that we wanted to have as memories. And I don't know if everyone knows that, follows our old channel. Katie and I lived in Korea for a long time, 1 year together, and then a year separately. So, like, she went and then I joined for her second year, and then after she left, I stayed for an additional year. So we lived there.
Yeah.
We did it. And I know for a fact I ran into at least one of our fans while we were there.
Ooh, I ran into a couple.
And I don't know about you, and you could talk about your reaction to meeting them, but my experience with the obsession and with the nitpicking and with the hate, and I even had a stalker at one point while we were very famous. Like, he found me on every social media platform and was trying to marry me. It was really scary. He even found me on Twitter, like everywhere. I got really scared from that. So when I was with my friend Heidi on the subway, and these two people kept staring at me, which is like not uncommon, but it was like a different stare. It was like, I recognize you stare. And they were like, I know you. You were that person on YouTube. And I was like, nope, that's not me. Like, my knee-jerk reaction was like, do not talk to me. I don't know you. I panicked, and I told Heidi we had to go to a different car on the subway. Not because I thought that they were bad people, but after I denied who I was, they kept staring at me, and I was like, I don't want this to become a confrontation. I don't know who these people are. As nice as it would have been for me, like, yeah, that's me, and like take a picture, I don't feel safe.
I mean, I don't know that I ever truly felt unsafe. I was unsettled a couple of times because of the situation I was in. Like, we've seen other people who've watched us on YouTube at concerts. Like, they'll see us, and because
but I know that those people are like, chill, because there are minions, there are fans. People that are just living in Korea could have just seen our stuff and hated us.
But do you remember? Were you with me? I don't actually remember. There was a guy in Korea I know that he saw me. I don't remember if you were with me or not, but he was like going down the escalator while I was going up, watch
Oh, I
me.
remember this guy.
Were you with me?
I
Or no?
remember this, yeah.
So that moment where he sees us and like freaks out, and then we like leave the subway and he comes and like runs up the other side of the escalator and comes and finds us.
Yeah.
And he's so excited. And at first I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. And then he talks and says he knows us from YouTube. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. It was a little weird, but okay, cool. Hi. And then I remember he kept asking if like we live nearby. And that's when I was like, ding, 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 warning bells. Don't say anything. No, we don't, even though we like lived right next door.
Yeah, I think we even like went the long way. We were like, we're not gonna let him know, like, jack shit. Like,
yeah,
no.
Because the reason why he wanted to know that though is because he wanted to give us like face masks or something. Like he wanted to give us a gift. And in all reality, he was probably fine. It was probably truly what he, truly kind thing he wanted to do.
But we have no proof.
On the off chance that it wasn't, there was just no way I was ever gonna chance meeting him again.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, okay, thank you for the hand mask. I think he also asked for our phone number, and then also like, is he expecting us to now be best friends with him? Like,
I don't remember. I remember being unsettled, and we did end up we changed our route home like 2 or 3 times just to be sure we never ran into him again. There was that experience. I don't know if I told you this, but I accidentally dated one.
What? This is news to me. What?
This was a moment I'm definitely not proud of in
my
life.
Oh my god. What? You dated a minion?
Accidentally. I didn't know until very late into the date when he finally told me. Because he did not say anything.
Wow. Well, I mean, like, it's fine that you didn't know, though.
I mean, but it was weird. So, like, we had been talking for a while before we went on this date, and then I met him. And okay, here's the thing: dating in Korea is really weird, and it's not uncommon for when you are going out with a guy, like they don't look at you very much. Like that's just kind of a thing. Like it's considered rude to stare at somebody in Korea, right? But this guy was like a level above that. Like even when we're talking, like he would never make eye contact with me. He would look at my nose, and that's as far up as he would go, and then he would look down. And it was a little weird, honestly. But I didn't know his deal. So I was like, we're going to finish the date at least. That's fine. And we were walking around Gangnam. Funnily enough, it all comes back to Gangnam. We were walking around Gangnam.
Isn't that interesting?
And I don't know if he waited for this moment or not. Now that I think about it, oh my god, that's creepy. Okay, anyway.
He might have planned that out. He's like, you know what we can do? We can do it Gangnam style.
No. There's actually a really horrible part to the story, but anyway.
Oh god.
So we're walking around Gangnam, and he tried to hold my hand, and I was like, okay, whatever. Like, to me, that's not anything, but to Koreans, sometimes that is like a big deal. So
yeah,
I don't know. He was really nervous about it. So he was holding my hand, and we were walking. It was just chill. I don't know, whatever. And I don't remember how it came up because he spoke almost only Korean, and I did not speak that great of Korean at that time. So it was really hard to understand what he was trying to say. But eventually I got the gist that he watched me on YouTube. And then he said, "Pan이에요." And I was like,
oh no.
I know that one.
You're a fan.
And I didn't know how to react. I remember like smiling awkwardly because I was like, okay, this man is holding my hand. He hasn't really looked at me all day. Am I in danger?
Do you have my face painted on your wall in blood?
I don't know. It was weird, but he was chill. I left that date and I didn't know what to do, but we ended up going on a second date because I was like, okay, just because he liked me on YouTube doesn't necessarily mean anything. Let's give him a second chance.
Again, our perspective is we're not famous.
Right. Like, and it wasn't like I'm walking around with a bodyguard, so
exactly.
Like I don't get recognized all the time. It was just random that he had waited until that point to tell me. So I wasn't really sure what to think about him. Long story short, I ended up in his apartment.
Oh my god, you're stupid. You are a stupid bitch. What the hell?
Listen, Listen, it was because I didn't understand what the hell he was saying half the time. We went and we watched a movie, and after the movie, he said something, and I didn't really know. And one of my defense mechanisms for that first year I was in Korea was to nod and smile. So I nodded and smiled.
I mean, like, I feel like that's
agreement
common.
to go with him somewhere. So I was like, okay, we're going somewhere. So we got on the subway. I didn't know where we were going, but I figured I can just hop back on the subway. I can find my way anywhere on the subway. That's fine. We get out at a random station, and it leads to apartment buildings in general. But that wasn't weird in Korea because some of the best restaurants and some of the best places were down a random alley. Like, it didn't spark any red flags to me at that point.
Yeah.
Now, he did stop at a convenience store. I forgot the word for that. And I was like, fine, whatever. He was a smoker, which I didn't know again until that second date. So I figured he just needed his fix. So I was like, whatever. So he comes back out with a bag, and we continue down the street. And it wasn't until we were walking up the stairs and he was opening his apartment door that I was like,
Nah. I think this is a nah, bro.
I could have been killed. I really could have been.
You really could have been. Yeah.
Because I walked in, of course, because Katie dumb. And
you dumb.
I'm such a dumb. I walked in, I'm standing there, I'm looking at his mattress on the floor. Again, not weird in Korea, but
no.
His mattress on the floor, and he like rifles through his drawers and he produces a t-shirt and pants for me to change it to. And then I'm like,
what? No.
He takes out of the bag a toothbrush and toothpaste he bought for me to stay the night, I guess. And I was just like standing there holding his clothes and his toothbrush and toothpaste, thinking, how the hell do I say to him in Korean, hell no? Like, what do
I thought Korean. The stuff in the bag was going to be way worse. I think it's actually kind of cute that he got you a toothbrush.
I mean, yes. Did I verify that was the only thing in the bag? No.
Okay.
I don't know. But that the way he was acting and what he wanted to say, I think he just wanted me to stay the night because it was kind of getting late, and I don't know. He probably was going to try something later. But
oh, yeah. Definitely. 100%. This man's not dumb.
Moment. Right. So I don't know what I said to him. Still to this day, I don't remember what I said. But I basically said, I have to go home.
Oh, shit. Poor guy.
And I put his clothes on the floor, or not on the floor, on his bed. And then he stops me at the door, and he's like, wait. Do you know the way to the subway? I mean, basically. I can't understand everything he's saying, but this is my inference.
Aww.
And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. And then he says, wait again, and he hands me a little teddy bear. And he's like, go home safely. And I'm holding this teddy bear, and I walk away, and I run to the subway, because I'm down a dark alley now. And I get on the subway, and I go home, and I never hear from this man again.
Oh my, that's actually really a cute story for a person that could have been a serial killer. I mean, like, think about it. Like, all the things he could have done, he handed you a teddy bear.
I mean, he could have had the most pure intentions, but the problem was Katie Dumb did not think through the nod and smile and get on the subway with a random man that you don't really know yet. It was our second date. Like, I didn't know him.
Yeah, you didn't. No, and like that's totally justified. I support it.
In any other country, I would be dead. But because it was Korea, I think that's why I escaped.
It's probably true, honestly.
So yeah, that's a kind of a random story that I just thought of. I can't believe I never told you that story.
I don't know, maybe, I don't think you have.
I might have edited that story, I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely edited for me, if anything. Wow. I mean, like,
there you go.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You got, like, most we ever got was, like, people that recognized us at K-pop concerts, so, like, and that, those people that stared at me at the subway, that was really creepy. Like, they literally, like, they wouldn't stop, and then they would, like, whisper to each other, and then, like, look at me again.
That's because you tried to deny it, bitch. Like, duh.
Well, what if I'm just a white person that looks like other white people, okay? It could have been.
Maybe, but no. It's not, though, so...
It wasn't. They were right. You are correct. If you're listening to this, you were correct. But you scared the shit out of me, okay?
Also, Mindy's scared easily. I mean, I went to the apartment of a minion and I didn't care.
Yeah, I literally would be peeing myself. I'd be like, ah, no! I just scare easily.
I do know that there was a long time, even now, even if I go to Korea today, I know that I will have this feeling of, are they staring at me because I'm foreign, or do they know me?
Exactly. Yes.
And that was always the uncomfortable part, is I would never know which one it is.
Yes. So, that's kind of like our experience with being in Korea and all that and meeting our fans. Would you ever go back to doing what we were doing?
Reaction videos, you mean?
The whole channel, like the whole like doing like the sketch comedy and the reaction videos and like doing everything that we used to do.
I would say at this point, not in the same way. I still actually am planning on, I've been putting it off because it's been an overwhelming experience here in Ohio. Our parents just bought a house, so.
Yes, congrats to parents.
Yes, love that for them.
It's like the whole Bridgerton like feel over there. It's great.
Right, like the house is beautiful. I've been enjoying just relaxing and not worrying about anything at all, and looking at books that are just so old and so beautiful, and remembering my love for books and remembering my love for tea and just enjoying an aesthetic and everything like that. So at the moment, my head's not really in that space, but I do remember and I want to document parts of my life in an authentic but interesting way. So I do want to do vlogs and things like that. But do I want to create a character again, or to be, I don't know, basically a clown? That's what we were for a long time. We were people's clowns, which for that time we were fine with it, and it was
we
fun.
enjoyed it. We liked making people laugh.
Right. And I miss the interaction with our actual like minions, not just people who watched us to laugh at us or whatever, but the people we would interact with and that knew us. Like the guy commented, minion commented the other day and basically said, this is my childhood. And that freaked me out, first of all. But
like, how dare you, sir?
I know. But they're right. Like
I am a young, desirable woman.
I mean, desirably, yes. Young, we are not. I mean, we're still young.
I think we're young.
You were young at heart, at least. I don't know.
I will always be young at heart.
It's not something I think I can go back to. I think there is only forward. And I don't know. I want to be creative still. That's never going to change. It's just in what way.
I feel you on that. So, like, for me, I want to go back to creating videos as an artistic form. Like, I would love to do, like, speed cleans and I would do vlogs and, like, put music over it and get, like, artistic footage that way. The way that I used to in my youth, where I would just, like, like, I used to edit not old movies. I would take movies on DVD and I would import them onto my computer and I would make like music videos out of it.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Do you remember our old channel?
Oh my god, like yes. But
Scarlet
it was
Rose
good.
Productions.
It was good. Okay, let me
I
tell
still
you.
watch those.
For the fake ass videos that we made, they were good. Quality.
Amazing intro for our
transitions on point.
Those were so much fun though.
They were. So like I want to get back to the artistic part of it. I don't necessarily want to do it to please anyone, if that makes sense. Right. So I want to do it for me. I want to document things that I do for my own personal memories and things that feed my creative side. Because now that we're in the workforce, our hobbies are what keeps us sane, what keeps us going. Yeah. And so I don't want to have YouTube be my life. I don't want it to be my career. In fact, I don't even know if I want to have money off of it, really, because that just puts pressure on me.
Right. I feel like once it becomes your job, I mean, even if you love your job, it's still work, right?
Exactly.
And it needs, I want it to be more of a stress relief and an outlet than the one that I need relief from.
Like, let's be honest, even with this podcast, I have like an eternal dialogue going on in my head where I am like, I need to promote it because I do want to see it grow. That's a part of the gratification that I get from it. But I hate promoting it. I hate having to make TikToks. I hate having to like make content on my Instagram to promote it because it almost feels like, watch me. Hey guys, watch me. And like, I don't like that. I want it to be authentic, and I want like all of my output to be authentic. So I'm trying to find a way to incorporate the creativity in with the promotion. And maybe that will mean that like this podcast never takes off because I just refuse to be fake. I can't. It does not feed my soul, and I don't want to waste my time on it.
Yeah, that's the problem with us, though. We never could be fake, which is why when we would react to videos we didn't like, we
could tell. Like, they could tell. Even when we would try to put on a face, be like, that was nice. Good for you, girls' generation.
I can't lie. Is the problem is really where it's at. Like, my face shows all of my emotions, sometimes to my detriment.
And when it's boring, guys. Like, get over it.
Unfortunately.
I will never be a ballad person, and you're just going to have to live with that. It
reminded me of Big Bang's comeback and how sad I am.
Except for FT Island Severely. That is the only ballad that will always live in my head as like the most painstaking, beautiful ballad.
Listen, I don't mind ballads, but I need there to be more than just a ballad.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. Like, give me a ballad and then give me a banger. That's all I ask.
I am so disappointed. Like, let me just say something. There is a trend. This is getting into, like, the fan side of me. There is a trend that once they get back from the military, they become only ballad singers. And it makes me want to literally jump off a cliff. Because they used to be so, like, hard-hitting bands. And then they get back and they're like, you know what? Let's be sad boys.
I am not into the sad boy aesthetic.
They weren't sad boys before.
I mean, I know the military's hard and all, but guess what? You can come out to the other side and not be sad boy.
I mean, I feel like even SHINee's doing it. Even SHINee.
I don't want to talk about SHINee. I'm still sad.
Oh, we could get into that whole drama. Like, I was in Korea when this was happening. I don't remember if you... I think you had already left by that point.
I think so. I don't think I was in Korea when he passed.
And I was at work as it was unfolding. I was like, wait, what? Because I was on the news, like, on the computer at work. And I was like, excuse me, what? Why is his name coming up? What? Are you serious? No, this can't be real. Like, I remember, like, the whole process as it, like, unfolded. I remember watching Key crying at his viewing. And I was like, oh, my God. I cannot believe that this is happening. They're forever changed. And
if anybody's allowed to be sad boys, it's SHINee.
I give them a pass to some degree, except for the fact that Key has worked so hard on being happy. I'm so proud of him for taking such a sad moment in his life and maintaining Jonghyun's essence in the group. I feel like they all made that effort to like maintain him there.
Yeah. Honestly, if Sam wasn't such a bitch, we would have probably done a special reaction for that.
Honestly, yeah. I honestly, like, had I not been in the space of, like, I don't want people to know I exist while I'm in Korea, I would have done that as well, because he was so special.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sad turn, sorry.
Brought us all down to the
sorry. Ground. But, like, Big Bang. Like, let's, like, Big Bang. Really?
I'm mad.
You have absolutely no reason to be sad boys.
I don't know if it's because they're trying to do a soft step back into the limelight because of the scandal that happened. If this is their soft step into it.
Top left the group.
I don't know if that's actually true.
I heard that he, like, is officially out. Like, he was just like, my contract's up, bye, bitches.
I haven't heard anything official. Where did you see that?
The internet.
Aha! The most reliable source, I see. I got it from Timmy.
Exactly. Internet. I don't know for sure. I just know every K-pop fan is talking about how he's gone.
I remember there's like a GD fan account that had posted a letter from supposedly GD talking about Top leaving, but I never verified that. And it is entirely possible. This could have been a one-off thing that they had to do per their contract. And Top may be completely done, but I haven't seen an official thing from that, so I don't know. Could be.
I am so sorry to any of you, like, listeners who have no idea who we're talking about. It's a shame that you don't. Let's just put it that way.
I am not sorry. Get on the bandwagon or get off of the internet. I don't know.
Just look up their greatest hits. If you don't enjoy it, that's fine. But we might have just like introduced you to your new obsession, and you're welcome.
All I'm saying is 2012 Big Bang. Well,
2010 to 2012.
No, because their made album, Actual Fire.
Oh, it was good. Oh, that was good.
Okay, I will say up until their 0 to 10 concert, classic, amazing Big Bang. Anything after that, I don't know about that.
It was okay.
Yeah, there's only okay. Because even a lot of their solo careers.
There was just so much drama that, like, you can't expect them to make great music with all that going on. Yes, even the cast out, even his music is still good.
I still listen to some of it because he didn't write it, so.
I just avoid it on precedent. Like, the amount of women that he violated, I can't.
I know. It's unfortunate because the songs that he happened to sing were written very well.
Yes. He was like, yeah. Ew. But yes, the rest of Big Bang's great.
Honestly, this may be controversial, and I don't know if we've ever said this in a video itself, but we would say this to each other all the time. If you deleted Seungri, Big Bang would still be Big Bang.
Agreed. I think we were afraid to say it on our YouTube channel because we knew that the way K-pop fans are is like, if you try to say anything like that, they're like, you have to love all of them. If you like the group, you have to like all of them. But in all honesty, we knew things. We could feel it off of Seungri. And like, there was that whole scandal of him in the hotel room that came to light when they came over to California.
We went. Yeah, that's when we went to go see them.
Yeah, and we were like, excuse me?
Yeah.
We all knew he was sleazy. We all knew it. But if you were a fan, you couldn't not like him.
Yep.
He's the maknae, you know, he's the troublesome maknae. You gotta love him. No.
I ain't gotta do nothing but die.
No, that man needs to stay in prison. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I don't know. The song itself that they came out with recently, it isn't bad. I agree. But it isn't the comeback that I wanted. So I'm mad.
We wanted like Fantastic Baby .2.
Right. I needed something, or even just reinvent yourself again in another interesting way. This was uninteresting.
It was almost done. It was like the Made album again. It was done.
That was disappointing. That's all I can say. That's all I'm going to say on this matter. I still love Big Bang deep in my heart. I have the most amazing memories going to see them. Their songs are the soundtrack to my life. Love those boys. But disappointed.
Agreed. So, as far as YouTube goes, I feel like it was a culmination. The reason why we had to leave it was a culmination of, we kind of had to live our own lives. Things were getting hairy on the YouTube side because like we couldn't control what our content was being flagged on.
Yeah.
And we were starting to go in like artistic directions differently. And we couldn't really find a solid ground on what we wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of it in a nutshell. For me, more so than anything, the legal side of it is what really put the final nail in that coffin, because there's just no getting around the fact that to do a reaction, you have to use copyrighted material.
Exactly. And like on top of that, it's like, what fun is it to make those knowing that there's a chance that it will either be flagged or taken down? Like all that work for nothing. Because it was work.
Right. They are a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy to not just record it, but then I would have to go and edit it and upload it, and it's so much time and so much energy. But I will say this. Other I've been had this question asked so many times. Why is it that other people can do the reaction videos then? Why aren't their channels being taken down? The only thing I can say to answer that question is they didn't have the same amount of exposure in Korea, specifically in Korea, that we did. So I don't think the entertainment companies cared as much.
I agree with you. Like, because we had our faces, I think, like, plastered on a few different billboards even in Korea at one point.
Mm-hmm.
People knew who we were.
Right.
Unfortunately.
And unfortunately, that meant we got the harsher punishments for doing those videos.
Exactly. And like, again, like we were just this, like, small town girls. Like, we didn't have bodyguards. We didn't have like an agent or anything to help us out. It was just us.
Mm-hmm. Right. We just wanted to laugh at a video.
Literally, we were just like, let's be creative, and then this whole thing happened.
Yeah. It's crazy, and it was a fun time, interesting experience. We are still on the Wikipedia page for Gangnam Style.
We are.
Yep. So, I mean, we're part of history. This is a weird part of history to be on, but...
You know, like, I will take my part of history. I will own that shit.
I don't regret it, but it is not possible to continue.
It is kind of like a sore topic sometimes when people ask, like, can I see your YouTube channel? I'm always like, okay, listen, this is not like your normal girly girl YouTube channel where, like, I'm reviewing my latest Hollister haul. This is, like, weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought it was fun, so it's not going to be your cup of tea. I'm just telling you now.
Well, I agreed. So me in my normal everyday life, I'm not the character or side of myself that I am in these videos. So it is really funny for me to see people watch them because they're like, is that you? And I'm like, yeah, you just never see this side of me because you're not around me and my sister. It's just the way it is. Like, that's a very specific side of ourselves that very few people get the privilege to see.
Very few. When they do, they kind of get scared. Let's be honest. Like, when they know us individually and then we get together and they're like, who are you two?
Right. We're different people together. But they either get scared or addicted to the combination of us.
Sometimes it can be addicting, I will say.
But that's dangerous because that's not us all the time. It's only when we're together.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
I don't know. It's a weird thing that happens. Our streams cross or something. I don't know.
Yes, we're the Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
I've always been, like, curious. Neither one of us has ever been married. I'm always curious how our husbands are going to cope when we're together. Have you ever thought about that?
Oh, well, I mean,
because I have a feeling they're gonna be in the kitchen with beers, trying to make small talk while we're in like the other room, literally speaking in foreign language, like weird voices.
I mean, kind of. First of all, I would never marry a man who drinks beer. Ew. You want to kiss those lips? I sure don't. Second of all, I don't actually expect them to be able to handle us, but to at least enjoy us.
Just like sit back and relax, man.
Right. And honestly, like, if we get together that often with a significant other, my prediction is either they will watch us like TV and we'll just do our thing, or they might actually try to join in and then we'll get annoyed with them and kick them out.
I'd be like, this isn't about you. We have literally been doing this for over 30 years. Step down.
You don't understand the game, okay?
Excuse me, get out of the ring. You were not a part of this jousting tournament.
I do wonder. I don't know, but if they try to compete with us, I wonder if we're gonna get annoyed or not. I don't know.
How dare they? I remove my gloves, sir.
Well, also we have too many inside jokes. I don't think
We do.
they can keep up with our inside jokes.
Yeah. We have too, like, most of them are movie quotes. So
No.
usually it's just be like, okay, I guess now you have to watch Transylvania 65000. Like, if you're going to get that joke, because that's where it's from.
Oh my god, the amount of movies we pull from, it's too eclectic. There's no way.
It's kind of harrowing to think of, like, okay, now we have to watch Meatballs. Now we gotta watch Labyrinth. Now we gotta watch, like, what is another? A Big Trouble Little China. Like,
Or Duck Soup, or...
Surf Ninjas.
We pull from so many.
So many.
And some of them are random stupid movies we've watched once, but we remember the stupid things we thought were funny.
I was just thinking about Surf Ninjas the other day, and I was like, they will never understand that scene that when we were kids, when she was like, and now I'm yours forever, and then lightning struck outside. Like, that's our inside joke because we were there for that lightning storm.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
It was so, we were like, oh no.
Oh my god, that was good time. That was a good time.
It was, and like they'll never understand those things even if we show them, because I have shown people. There's been quite a few people who have liked Transylvania 65000 because it's a classic, but I just don't think that they can get all of them. I don't.
I don't know that I have that expectation for a significant other, especially at this point, because let me put it this way. Even if I get married, you're my soulmate.
I've been telling people this for years. I finally get her to admit it and to record it so she can never deny it.
I'll deny it anyway.
I have been saying this for years. I was like, I don't think that I'm going to find... I don't have to look because my sister's my soulmate. And people will be like, no, you gotta marry it. And I was like, no. The person that is literally made for me is my sister. She was literally constructed from inside my mom. For me.
Well, technically, you were made for me because I came first.
That's true. You were like, actually, I need a part 2.
Part 2.
I was playing with myself in the mirror, and like, I just needed someone else to bounce ideas off of. So could like you, mom and dad, create another one of me?
I don't know that I would call you another me because you're very different from me, but that's a good thing.
I am the yang to your yin.
Yeah. Wait, which one's the male energy? Am I male in this?
Yang, I think, is male.
Okay, I don't know.
Yin just sounds female to me. I actually have no proof of that, and I should, with my degree, know the difference. But I feel like yin sounds female to me.
I'll believe you because I don't know.
Alrighty. Well, it's true.
Either way, all I'm saying is I don't have an expectation of a significant other that they have to be at the same level as us because we are us. It's never gonna be the same.
It's true. Yeah. I made Katie do a Practical Magic photo shoot with me last October because like I feel like that's our energy. It's like in the movie Practical Magic, the sisters are like, yeah, but it's you and me. Like these guys, they're great and we love them, but it's you and me.
Yeah. And that's, I don't know. It's kind of a good comfort in the end in general because no matter what happens, we're always going to have each other. Even if we hate each other, sometimes we still love each other.
That's far and few in between since we matured. When we were teenagers, oh yeah, we were like to the death. But now I feel like we're more understanding of each other's differences and we're able to be like, hey, I understand where you're coming from and I can comfort you because I know you.
Well, I mean, there's that and the fact that I'm getting older. I don't have the energy to care that much anymore. Like, I used to care so much about if you said something to me the wrong way in the wrong tone of voice, I would have been like offended.
Yes.
But now I'm like, girl, I ain't got the energy to care. Just do what you got to do. I don't know. It's fine.
Wow. Okay.
I've just gotten tired in my old age.
Good to know. So I've not improved at all. You just care less. Good to know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't care anymore about anything. So
we'll never know.
You could have been perfectly, and maybe that's why I don't have to care anymore. But that's literally, it's just like I'm like, if there's something that bothers me that you do, I can't think of anything at the moment. But even if there was, I don't think it would be the fight that it used to be.
No, it's definitely like we've matured into better people. So there's something I want to propose.
Mm.
I thought about this last
ready.
year, and I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready for this. I think we should get the tattoos of the lines. Listen to me. I think we should get the tattoos of the lines from Practical Magic on our arms in the same place that says your blood, my blood, our blood.
Where are you thinking you're gonna tattoo me?
Wherever you want.
Which is nowhere.
I'm gonna wear you down one of these days, because like, here's the logic behind tattoos. Your skin.
Just my sin.
Your skin is gonna get old and crepey and sag anyway. Might as well put a picture on it.
I don't have anything against tattoos themselves, but here's the problem. Okay, I'll tell you. Fine, I'll take this into consideration. This is my rule for me. Listen.
Yes.
Don't start yet. Calm the fuck down. Listen. The rule is, if I still want it a year from now, then I will get it. I have yet to want something a year from when I decide I want it.
Well, that's just because you're fickle. Sorry,
what?
That was mean.
What did you just say to me?
Now we're gonna start the fight.
What did you say to me?
You know you have this issue of like commitment to something long term.
Offended. I have come so much farther than that, but I am very careful in my choices now. Thank you very much.
I can agree with that. I will take that. That's valid.
I do have fear there. Yes.
Okay.
I have worked on it quite a bit. I'll have you know, I have been...
What now?
I have been in...
Therapy?
I don't want to talk about that. No, I haven't. That's actually something I'm not going to commit to.
Okay. There we go. Great. Awesome.
I've been working on myself enough that I know what bothers me. I know my lines, and I know why I react certain ways to certain people in certain situations, why that commitment fear is there. But I, through different people, including you, and including the man I'm dating currently, I have come to a very clear conclusion that for now I need to not think about so far in the future, because that's where my issues come, because I'm thinking so far ahead that I'm not enjoying the now, and I'm not thinking about the now, so I ruin my now.
I get it. I really do. But what we're going to do is I'm going to find a way to get like gel pens, and we'll draw it on your body that can be erased so you can see what it looks like. We can even do a henna tattoo if you want to try it for a little bit longer than that. Mm-hmm. Get an idea. And then...
I just don't know how I would feel about my first tattoo, if I'm going to get any, being something you came up with and not me.
Well, it doesn't have to be. You can go get a different one.
I still haven't had an idea that I've wanted after a year.
Okay.
I've even dropped it down to 6 months before, and still hasn't made it to 6 months.
Okay. Well, I still want this to be considered, because I would like to have a tattoo that we both have on our bodies at all times, no matter where we go, because it is inherent for us to never be in the same state. I don't know why.
Do you know, honestly, there's part of me that's thinking while you're saying this, why don't we just cut our hands and do the blood sister thing?
Ew!
Like,
no!
That's something I'm more willing to do.
Why? That's like way more detrimental.
I know. I don't know why. My brain is this way, but it is. I don't know.
Why would that be the first choice?
I don't know.
A nice tattoo done by an artist who has like sanitary equipment and
hey, I got a knife in the drawer. Let's cut our hands.
Yeah, you're crazy. You are nuts. I get that you're like into like this like dramatic Bridgerton, Jane Austen, die of like the plague idea mindset right now, But we don't have to do that anymore. That's not a thing you have to do. Like, we don't have to, like, rub sand into our palms to create the scar to, like, symbolize our commitment. That's not a thing anymore.
Okay, let's maybe check back with me when I'm away from this aesthetic, because I don't think I can get out of it right now.
Wow. Okay. But that's my goal. Now that I've gotten you to admit that you're my soulmate, the next step is the tattoo.
Oh, God damn
I'm
it.
patient like water. Like, I just wait.
Which is funny, because I'm the water sign. You'd think I'd be the one wearing people down slowly.
You would think. But you're the
Nope.
quickest to leave. You'd be like, oh, you don't, okay, bye. You got standards. And I'm just like, I will hold on to this idea until I die.
We'll see. That's all I can say.
Katie's like up on the mountain. She's like, I'm not coming down. And I'm like, I'll wait. I will wait.
Legit, though, that's probably why you're more of my soulmate, because that's honestly the only way to get me in general.
Why do I feel like I'm like a literal body of water, like I'm a personified body of water, and you're like that reindeer on top of the mountain in the house that was like all rickety of that cartoon when we were kids.
Oh my God.
His house is like literally teetering at all times.
I'm not coming down.
I'm not coming down. I'll wait.
Hey, my books are up here. I'm fine.
Don't worry. You'll come down. One day you'll have to.
No, I don't like that. That's creepy. Don't be creepy.
Sorry. All right. Any final points you want to make?
In conclusion, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I don't know. I think we've covered the bases. I miss the Minions. If anybody is listening, I miss you guys.
It was good
The
times.
real Minions. The OGs.
Yeah.
The ones that were excited when I gave them the moldy cookie under our couch.
You remember that day?
Yeah, she was so cute.
I loved her.
That I miss, but we are older. We are wiser. Are we wiser?
I don't know, man. I don't think we've learned jack shit, honestly.
Hey, speak for yourself.
I mean, like, this podcast is like was made for me to try to be a better person, but I'm still human.
You failed?
Oh, every day, like
Okay.
I'll be like, guys, don't be jealous, and then I'll like kick a can and be like, that bitch. Like, it's just like, I try.
Unfortunately, trying is all we get to do. Well, Mr. Miyagi said there's no try. There is only oh no, that was Yoda.
That
Never
was
mind.
Yoda.
Oh.
Mr. Miyagi was a whole other wax on situation.
Honestly, I don't understand any of the movie advice that people give. So, which one do I follow?
What? That's a whole other podcast episode. You don't understand. We're gonna have to go through it. I
Because
honestly
you
feel
got,
like I'm gonna have to get you back on here, and I'm gonna get all the movie quotes and see if you understand what they mean.
All I gotta say is Yoda says there's no try, there's only do. Mr. Miyagi saying wax on, wax off. And then you got Maverick over here just saying
Talk to me, Goose.
jack shit. I don't remember. Oh, yeah,
Talk to me, Goose.
That's what he
Yeah.
said. Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me, Goose. And
Permission
then
to buzz the
also-
tower.
Oh, yeah. Nope, pattern is full. Gonna do it anyway. Like, what
Negative
advice do I
Ghost Rider.
follow?
Is what they say. Negative Ghost Rider. Pattern is full. I love this movie so much. I can quote it. I should.
I just made my boyfriend watch that not too long ago, and it was quite the experience to have him really watch it for the first time. And I really want to just test his memory now and just be like, talk
He's
to me.
not gonna
Goose.
remember it.
He could. He might remember. You never know.
Okay. All right. Sure.
I'm gonna find out.
Maverick.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I know that our memories are highly attuned to these quotes, but
They
you never
are.
know.
The one that
I'm
I
gonna
can't use
try-
anymore because it's not PG. It's not PG. Well, it's
PC?
PG. It's not PC. Is
PC.
the one from the old Disney Halloween collection where he does the downtown in Calcutta?
Oh yeah, that was definitely not PC.
I can't do it anymore, but like when I was younger, like I thought it was so funny, and I would like use it on you all the time.
Yeah, you would.
I would like do the whole quote in like the middle of a grocery store.
Honestly,
you play the little pipe, the mongoose comes out. first the mongoose, then the cobra.
Oh my god.
Like, listen to me. Oh yeah, that was the whole quote. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't miss it.
I used to enjoy just like embarrassing you doing that whole sketch in like the middle of Walmart.
Because you wouldn't do just one part of it. You had to do the whole thing every time.
From like the beginning to the end.
So frustrating. I've left you in Walmart multiple times because of that. Gosh dang it.
It was good. No one gets that because like unless you're like really into watching kids television, like you won't know what that is.
The only reason we know is because Mom recorded that one night.
Yep. And forever now, I will quote it to you in the middle of a grocery store.
Gosh dang it, stop!
I am telling you. When you're in downtown Calicut.
No, we're not in Walmart. You can't do the whole thing. I will hang up. I will hang up the phone so fast.
Sorry, okay. Oof. Alright. I promise I won't do the rest of it.
We're not in Walmart, so you can't.
Oh, man. But yeah. We should definitely have you back on, and we'll do movie quotes to see if you can figure out what the hell they're saying, and if you get it right. Because I think it'll be fine. I mean, like, sure.
What do you mean, like, sure? That's not...
I'm not promising
you gotta
anything.
have a prize.
I don't promise you anything.
I'll promise you something.
I'll promise you something.
Oh, okay, what?
I don't know. What are you promising?
I was promising violence. What are you promising?
Definitely not that.
We're degrading down into our silliness now.
Yeah, we are. We're getting back into where we actually were on our first YouTube channel. Oh my god.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, if you would like to go deep dive back into like going on 10 years ago. Oh my god. Oh. Whew. 8 years, I think, since we started it.
8 years? More than 8.
Really? Shit, I don't want to
At
be
least
that old.
9.
I don't want to be that old. Okay, so if you want to deep dive back into my past and check out the YouTube, the original is this really long drawn out one called Namaste Dweji Kim. We thought we were
really
inventive.
hard to find, but honestly, the only way to find it still.
It really is, and like I'll have it like written out in the description so you can just click on it because it's really hard to write. You can look up Viva La Kpop and like click from there. But yeah, that you can. I'm assuming Katie's going to be making more content there.
I will. Yeah, I mean, I intend to. Let's put it that way.
All right. So like, go there if you want to like watch like more PG adult content for adults that is not sexual, just like content. You know. I don't know how to put this. Not K-pop related technically content.
I mean, sometimes it happens because K-pop's still part of my life, but
it's still there, yeah.
Not focused.
Yes. So if you'd like to check that out, yeah, go ahead and do it. I will be next. I will be back next week with another riveting podcast episode. Probably more related to my normal topics, but I hope y'all enjoyed this fun step out of my normal content. All right, say goodnight, Katie.
Good night, Katie.
Ha! We're funny. Okay. All right, see you next week. Bye.